Good morning, India. This is Times Now. After about 36 days on being on the run, Pak Stooge Amritpal Singh has finally been nabbed by the Punjab Police in a swift and joint operation with the central agencies. He is being taken to a jail in Dibrugarh where, like General Bakshi said, he will be put alongside other cartoons who are part of his paraphernalia, his ecosystem, lobby, whatever you want to call it, viewers. Pradeep Datta, senior editor, joining us. Tushar Gupta of the Swaraj also with us. Dr. Vikram Singh on the panel. But Pradeep, let's recap this information, the operation for the viewers who are joining our broadcast right now.
So those who have tuned on to Times Now right now, all I can say that for the last 36 days, the Operation Amritpal had been continuing. It was on March 18 when crackdown was launched against Amritpal. It was from Mahatpur area in Jalandhar where he managed to give slip to police personnel. He managed to flee from that area. Since then, he had been into hiding. He had been changing his hideout. He had been changing his attire. Sometimes he was seen sporting different kind of a turban. Sometimes he was wearing that Gurudwara style of turban. And many a times he was seen even without turban. So that's the CCTV footage clearly indicates. So he had been hiding from police. So that was the time when people in Punjab started asking questions. What kind of fairy speeches you had been giving? You had been saying that you will even die for Punjab. When their real test was there, you started running like a rat while as all your associates were arrested. I'm sure he's not going to have a very normal stay in Dibrugarh jail also. Those people who had been supporting him, they will ask him question while we were arrested, why you had gone into hiding, why you had been running away, and you had been running away from the police net. So it was today morning at about 6:45 a.m. Finally, Punjab Police, with the help of intelligence network of Punjab Police, they were able to nab him because they got information for the last 4 days. He was putting up in Bindrawali's Rode village, and he had been staying in one of the Gurudwara Sahib there, ensuring the sanctity of Gurudwara Sahib. They did not enter inside the Gurudwara Sahib with uniform, but they conveyed a message that now you cannot escape from here. Finally, he was arrested, and as NSA has been slapped against him, so he has been sent to Dibrugarh jail, like all his other 9 to 11 associates were putting up there, including Daljit Singh Kalsi, who had been his financer, and other person. One thing, Pradesh, I want to make it, one point I really want to make, because he had been projecting himself the well-wisher of Sikh, someone who had been fighting for Sikh cause. See, he was neither believing in tenets of Sikhism, but unfortunately, all of a sudden, we have seen that he started acting as an opponent of Khalistan. He was the man who vandalized Gurudwara Sahib in Model Town in Jalandhar.
No, he was only acting as per the orders which were given to him by his masters across the border, the Pakistani deep state that had that thought that they would get away with anything like Amritpal. Colonel RSN also joining the broadcast. Good morning, sir. But Tushar, let's put his background in context for our viewers very quickly. A mechanic, truck driver, puncher wala, whatever he was, identified by the generals there and then funded, trained and sent to Punjab.
Let's look at the larger picture here, which starts in 2020, late 2020, when the farmers started gathering in Singhu. I always keep saying this, that the farmer protest was the first ever merchandised protest in India where you had such strong financial backing. Over there, you see the rise of Deep Sidhu, who says the entire geopolitics of South Asia will change and whatnot nonsense. Somehow, he mysteriously dies in a car accident, and then somehow Amritpal Singh's helicopter dropped out of nowhere, absolutely nowhere. Even on the social networking app where he first emerged, he was dropped out of nowhere. But what they were doing since day one, Pranesh, the kind of Amritpal Singh and his entire supporter base, they were trying to draw a wedge between the Hindu and the Sikh communities. This was very evident from the days of the farmer protest itself. Of course, they achieved absolutely no success. The society of Punjab is too intertwined to believe in any of this nonsense. But that is what they were trying. I remember in another room, Amritpal Singh said that a mistake before 1947, and these all are recorded rooms, mind you. Amritpal Singh and his supporters recorded everything on Clubhouse, and it's all pretty much there. He used to say that the one mistake we made before 1947 was that we trusted the Hindus, assuming that they had been, suppressed or hurt or, harmed by the British rule and then the Pakistanis. He said that is the one mistake we made. And now it's time that we push them out and we create our own separate state between Pakistan and India. Now, where was this thinking coming from? As far as we know, since independence and since the 1980s and 90s, that has been the thinking of the ISI. Now, suddenly, a truck driver from Dubai who's come out of absolutely nowhere, has no prior existence, has no religious existence, has nothing to do with this politics of the day, comes out and starts propagating this agenda. Now, that was the larger picture, to drive a wedge between the Hindus and the Sikhs. But I must comment that people never bought into it. They mocked it, they laughed at it, they even were angry about it for the agencies not doing enough in the early days when the was trying to make a mark. But the people never bought any of the nonsense he and his, handful of supporters used to utter.
Absolutely. Let's also talk about the larger Pak agenda and Colonel RSN, now someone who knows a thing or two about that. Colonel RSN, how would you put this?
No, I would put it, that it's a message to Khalistanis within the country and Khalistanis, particularly Khalistanis outside India. Also, it's a message to the ISI, message to the church. Don't undermine the role of the church. The church has been promising them Canadian and American visas, for a price, to prop up this Khalistan movement. And if I'm wrong, please check your records. I mean, you can Google it and see it. That just, in Jalandhar, they have formed a Christian United Punjab Party. And they clearly said that, the vacuum, we have to fill the political vacuum created by, this new trajectory in the Khalistan movement and, arrest of Amritpal Singh. That is what they have said. They have said. So it is a message to everybody. Now, we all know that Khalistanis have been, being used as vectors, which all inimical countries do it. And why only Pakistan? Of course, I mean, it is one of the main, progenitors or the supporters of this Khalistan movement for a strategic reason. But what about the role of Canada, America, Britain? I mean, they are today, actually, Canada is the epicenter of Khalistani terrorism. And what has happened is, you said he was a truck mechanic and then he landed in India. For so many years now, that, this terrorism, tourism is taking place in Punjab. We have flights coming from all the way from, directly flying from the, foreign destinations right into Amritsar. We saw any number, an increase in this tourist traffic, once the election was announced last time. And you know that which party has been, taking the help of these, the Khalistanis. So I would put it this way, that beyond, the passion, or, they're totally consumed by this passion for going abroad, the youth, particular segment of the youth in Punjab. They are so consumed that they don't mind even sacrificing their funds. And, going and attacking Hindu temples. They will do whatever the church says.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Sushil Pandit also joining the broadcast. Mr. Pandit, good morning. What a day. We are talking about the arrest of Amritpal, Pakistan Stooge. Let's just call him that. And the point that I want to ask you, and I would want you to break that down for our viewers, put this in context, is Amritpal Singh was handpicked. He was a mechanic. And before this, we had General G.D. Bakshi talking about, his activities in Dubai. The Pakistani generals thought that let's pick him, identify the man, train him, give him some money, and he alone can create unrest. That is not to be.
You see, a rat can run for some time, a rat can hide for some time, but then that is the fate of a rat for some time. And he's met his fate. The point is, well, he has been used as a stooge in the past, some others have been used as a stooge, and in future, there will be newer ones. I would like to turn the gaze inwards. Where have we gone wrong? What have we done to aggravate the matters? What Colonel Singh has said is absolutely right, and my other esteemed fellow panelists giving the details of his history. The point is, we have been appeasing this sentiment in order to, again, win hearts and minds. Why did we concede that Sikhs are any different from us? Gurus in the Sikh tradition have always said that Sikh is a panth, not a dharma. And they were part of a larger dharmic tradition, which is common. But in order to concede, in order to appease, we have been making concessions. We have been not contesting this pernicious ideology that Sikhs are a different stream and not part of a larger Hindu conglomerate, has led to a situation where generations of Sikhs have been misled into believing that they have an antagonistic relationship vis-a-vis Hindus. Last 3-4 decades, we have allowed this drift to come to a stage where a lot of minds have been contaminated. We have to quote from their scriptures and traditions to bring them back where they were. They are part of us, they are our sword arm. They were created in order to defend assaults on the larger dharmic tradition in India. And there is ample evidence of it.
No, you said you wanted to turn the gaze inwards, and now that we are talking about it, why mince words? Let's take names. What about Simranjit Singh Mann?
Absolutely. As I mentioned, there have been people in the past, and I have no doubts there will be more characters in the future who will try and push this agenda. Each one will be replaced by another. Unless we contest the very root of this pernicious ideology that has been created in order to chop our limbs, there is a larger agenda. And we need to fight this agenda, not appease it in order to win the hearts and minds, in order to somehow cajole and somehow, harbor this hope that they will fall for it. No, the ideology of hate, the ideology of separatism has to be fought doggedly. Right. There cannot be any room given to it, because then it snowballs into a proper movement and it contaminates more and more minds. And
at the very least, we must learn from the past, and we'll talk about it. But Pradeep Datta, what are the probe updates as far as what's happening on the ground is concerned? Amritpal being taken to Dibrugarh. How many policemen of Punjab Police how many Punjab Police personnel are actually with him? How many senior officials in that team? What details can you share?
See, Pranesh, what we have been told, the security of that Dibrugarh jail has been beefed up. They are also looking towards that maybe he may be taken from the alternate route, not the main route that will be leading towards the jail, because already his associates are putting up. Yes, senior officials are accompanying him, and they will be taking him straight to Dibrugarh, because already NSA has been slapped against this man. Yes, security in Dibrugarh has been beefed up. We can say that Dibrugarh jail has almost been converted into fortress. They do not want the mischievous elements to play any kind of a spoil sport, as already had been said by the senior police officer. They warned all those mischievous elements who are trying to destabilize peace. But yes, what is more important is that people of Punjab have kept their tryst with peace and communal harmony from day one. And that's one of the reasons why senior police officer today was addressing a press conference. He said, I want to thank people of Punjab, and we are happy that they continued supporting us throughout this crackdown, and they did not fall prey to any kind of rumor mongering. That's what he said. So that's a good thing. When people are not supporting you, you don't have any kind of a support base. Obviously, you are going to meet a similar kind of a fate. And the second thing is, we were talking about Simranjit Singh Mann. Let me tell you, people of Punjab have already taught him lesson, but he has not understood from his mistakes. When first time he won election from Sangrur, that time he had broken the record of Ramvilas Paswan. He had got more than 5 lakh votes if we look at the winning vote margin. But what happened? He said, I will not be going inside the parliament. I'll be taking sword inside. So nobody was with that hardline ideology. People voted him to power. They thought that maybe he'll be talking about their problems, about the development, peace, prosperity in that region. Nothing of that sort. He stuck to his thing that he will be taking sword inside. So he was not allowed. And after next time when he contested election,
Mahesh Jethmalani, member of parliament of the BJP, has responded to the operation Amritpal now that he's under arrest. Aditi Bharadwaj, my colleague, has that tweet. Yes, Aditi.
Well, Mahesh Jethmalani has hinted at international masters of Amritpal Singh. In a tweet, he said the hunt for Amritpal Singh finally ends with his much-awaited capture. Better late than never. Now time to discover his international masters, his arms and money suppliers, and his domestic linkages by thorough custodial interrogation.
A quick update. Tushar, we were talking about it. What will happen in the interrogation, freezing the funding channels, dismantling the ISI, the handlers and the ecosystem that they've tried to create. And Colonel RSN and Sushil Pandit both talked about it. So the interrogation will be crucial because here Amritpal will give out names and details.
Pranesh, there is another aspect I'd like to draw everyone's attention to. The man was also encouraging the idea of guerrilla warfare when he used to make these utterances on social media. And then we had reports in the last month and a half that they were young boys who were being radicalized to make the ultimate sacrifice. Now, the question here is, where were the funds for these weapons, for this ammunition coming from, or were going to come from? If Amritpal was indeed making a case for guerrilla warfare, because he always used to say that even if there are men who are in the Punjab Police or there are men in the Indian Army, they need to give up their uniforms when the time for the battle comes, but they need to retain their arms and their ammunition and their weapons. That is what his thinking used to be when he used to propagate his agenda. Now, who was backing this entire idea of guerrilla warfare? The man literally wanted to go for a guerrilla warfare against the Indian state in Punjab. That was his idea. I'm not saying that is what he was going to achieve, but that was what his idea was. And yet we do not know who actually was funding such a large idea. There were some people who clearly believe that they can fund this idea in the future. That is what needs to come out, Pranesh. That is very, very important. You cannot have people, be it a truck driver, be it a political leader, anyone, propagating such ideas on social media. But when they do, it's always important to know who are their backers, because these people are fronts. These are mere pawns. Deep Sidhu went away, we had Amritpal Singh. Amritpal Singh will go away, someone else might take his place. We have to ensure that someone else doesn't take his place, because the state of Punjab today, Pranesh, and Pradeep here would agree with me, I come from Chandigarh. The state needs prosperity. The state needs economic development. The youth of the state needs employment. They need proper development, which is very inclusive in nature. They do not need nonsense like this. But there is a vacuum.
More importantly, just to add another point, they need an atmosphere where all of this is possible, and not just the state of Punjab, the whole of India. And Sushil Pandit, you said, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for before taking action against the like of Simranjit Mann?
The point is, there has been a great deal of lethargy and weakness within. We've not acted tough. We have been trying to somehow appease, take a shortcut. This won't work. This will never work. We have to take this head on. We have to contest this ideology and do it vigorously. And any such initial evidence of such elements cropping up need to be crushed and not played with, not played politics with, not given room to prosper and to gain traction. That is how we need to deal with it. If we show any, give any quarter, show any leniency, it will always get into a bigger, grow into a bigger monster and will make a spectacle of itself time and again.
Absolutely. And on that note, let's listen to what the Punjab Police said in its first official briefing after Amritpal was nabbed.
He was located in village Rode based on operational inputs by Punjab Police, and he was surrounded from all sides. The village was surrounded by Punjab Police. Since he was inside a Gurudwara Sahab, so to maintain sanctity of Gurudwara Sahab is supreme for everyone. So to maintain sanctity, the police did not enter the Gurudwara Sahib, and since he knew that he had no way to escape now, he was surrounded by Punjab Police from all sides. The village was surrounded by Punjab Police. Amritpal Singh has been arrested by Punjab Police at around 6:45 a.m. today morning in village Rode. He was absconding from last about more than 1 month. Special operation was launched. A joint operation was conducted by Amritsar Police and Intelligence Wing of Punjab Police. He was located in village Rode based on operational inputs by Punjab Police, and he was surrounded from all sides. The village was surrounded by Punjab Police.
ਲੇਕਿਨ ਸਰੈਂਡਰ ਕਿਹਾ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਸਰੈਂਡਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਪੂਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ 'ਚ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਲਾ ਕੇ ਪੂਰਾ ਸਰੈਂਡਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ, ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਸੱਚਾਈ ਹੈ?
ਦੇਖੋ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅਰੈਸਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ, ਸਾਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਤੋਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਘਿਰ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗ੍ਰਿਫਤਾਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ। ਅੰਦਰ ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਕੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਗਿਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ 'ਚ ਟਿੱਪਣੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਵਾਜਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਬਟ ਜਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਪੂਰੇ ਆਪਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਪਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਕੰਕਰੀਟ ਇਨਪੁਟ ਸੀਗੇ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵਿਲੇਜ ਨੂੰ ਸਰਾਊਂਡ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸੈਂਕਟਿਟੀ ਮੇਨਟੇਨ ਕਰਨਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਸੀਗਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ।
Park Stooge, who used de-addiction centers to stockpile weapons dropped from drones across the border from Pakistan, has finally been nabbed. Amritpal, arrested after 36 days on being on the run, now being taken to Dibrugarh in Assam with